show you my toys.
Hey, this is D Hunter bringing you another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Neca 7-inch scale Warrior Predator from the 1994 Alien vs. Predator arcade game. This guy looks really cool. He's got his mask on. I believe he was one of the heroes in this arcade game. He was a playable character. You could play with up to 4 people at the same time, 2 of which could be predators, 2 of which could be humans, Marines fighting together versus the aliens. Here's the front of the package. We've got the Predator. He's kind of got yellow, gold skin. He does have that old school, crappy sort of graphics arcade game look to him. Aliens versus Predator. He is the Warrior Predator. I don't think they have an actual name for any of these guys, so they kind of just were called whatever the game called them. Top, Alien vs. Predator Warrior. Bottom, 20th Century Fox NECA barcode. Side, we've got the guy holding his smart gun, which is very interesting. And the other side, I guess this is just a sort of generic Predator logo from the game. Like I said before, he does come with a smart gun, and I see a Combi Stick in the background, and who knows what else. I think it's really cool that he came with a pulse rifle using a human weapon. In the game, I don't believe he was using an actual smart gun. Forgive me, I said pulse rifle earlier, I meant smart gun. In the game, he used some sort of generic looking weapon, and maybe it was intended to be one of the Marine weapons that the humans have shared with him, but I think it's really cool having a Predator holding this gun. I have not decided if he's going to keep it or if it's going to go with my Marine Corps. Now, I bought this figure from Amazon.com with several other figures to save on shipping. It is kind of unfortunate I paid $26.99 for this figure, and that is the suggested retail price. They're labeling this guy as an ultimate, at least that's how it seems. He's priced as an ultimate, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll see all the accessories when I get them out of the package, but I kind of feel like he should have been the $21.99 standard Predator figure price. Anyway, let's get this guy out of the package and see how great he is. And somehow when inspecting the package, I forgot to look at the back side, which is one of the coolest parts of the package. You see the Alien vs. Predator arcade game logo. We've got the actual figure itself with old, kind of junky arcade game graphics in the background. I really like that. And it has an old school sort of checklist, which I like a lot. It says collect them all. See the 3 Predators. Then next you see the 3 aliens, which are not out yet. And then the 2 human figures, which are also not out yet. I cannot wait to get all of them. Collect them all, I sure will. There's a little description of the game down here, and it talks about the humans having to fight endless waves of Xenomorphs, the cybernetically enhanced Dutch Schaefer and Lynn, both teaming up with unexpected allies. The Predators came down to the planet to help fight the Xenomorphs. Pretty cool, pretty unusual premise, kind of the appeal of the game. I do enjoy co-op games, so I love this one. You can have 4-player option. Alright, so now that we've got the Warrior Predator out of the package, this is him with his accessories in their entirety. He comes with a Combi Stick colored to match him and a video game colored. Comes with a smart gun, different colored than the previous releases. Then of course he's got his shoulder cannon, which matches the overall figure's color scheme. Now let's check out this Predator for a second. This guy here, I like the way he looks. I think his skin is nice and popping. I like the different colors contrasting against each other. I love the way his mask is done. I think the paint looks really cool on there. Even the little hair pieces or whatever those things are called match the rest of him. The armor, everything is consistent. I think it looks really good. Really do like his skin. I like this figure. The way it looks is pretty nice. I went ahead and attached his shoulder cannon. You can see, as I said before, the paint scheme matches his armor, very consistent with the dark gray and light gray, different shades. I think it looks pretty cool. Next we've got his Combi Stick. New paint scheme. I've never seen one with these little dots on it before. Definitely never seen a brown one either. Very long. These things are notoriously easy to break right here. I think it looks pretty cool. Then we've got the smart gun. It's black. It doesn't have the extra piece that attaches to the armor because of course he doesn't have any armor. And it has this sort of gray color on the top. I think it's really cool looking. Can't wait to compare it to another smart gun as well as show him holding it here shortly. And now here's his smart gun compared to an original release of the smart gun. The only difference is I really notice is the obvious paint, we've got the light gray on top of the black. This one here, I've had a couple issues over the years. I have several smart guns, and at least one of these almost broke off, and I had to support it with a little glue. Really the only issue I've ever had with the smart guns. Another difference I notice is this piece here, sort of circular type piece, has some sort of soft material on top of it. I can kind of bend it. That's definitely not the way the old one was. The old one's completely hard. If I were to bend it, it would break. And like I said, I had one of these not break, but get kind of close to breaking on another release. This one here is kind of made out of a little bit of soft material and kind of has a little bit of wiggle room, whereas this one is hard plastic. Here is the Warrior Predator holding his smart gun. Looks pretty cool. Very odd a Predator using a human weapon, but it works pretty well. I think he and the Hunter Predator are going to end up going with the two Emissary Predators as predators that potentially could work with humans. I'm not sure yet, but I think it's pretty cool. I think they're going to be really cool with those guys in the future. And as it is, really cool getting a slightly different variation of the smart gun. This Predator looks really nice. I do like the color scheme. Here he is next to the Vasquez Marine, the version that came with the smart gun. As you can see, hers is colored differently, and hers is attached to her armor by a harness, just like all the humans in the film were. The Ripley figure from the Kenner line also came with a smart gun, and that one is not attached to the harness, very similar to this guy's smart gun. Here he is next to a Marine with a standard smart gun, just showing how a human would hold it next to him. Here he is next to all the various different smart gunners I have in my Marine Corps to fight the aliens. Quite a bit of them at this point. Here's a better shot of him with all of my smart gunners in my Marine Corps. First we've got the Arcade Predator. We've got a Marine with a Sarah Connor head. We've got a Marine with, I believe, to be a Nathan Drake head with a hat attached. Some wrestler woman, I'm not sure who it is. A wrestler as well. This is Felicity from Arrow. Extra head I had in my fodder pile. A custom Drake that I'll probably never finish. I do believe eventually we're going to be getting a regular Drake, not just the Kenner one, but a real one as well. And then, of course, Vasquez. Now here's a Predator with his smart gun, with a couple of Marines absolutely plowing down this bunch of aliens with their blast attachments included, and I must say it does fit on the Predator's smart gun exactly the same as it would on the humans. And just so you guys can get a better look at what he's doing to the alien. Now if you happen to have bought either the Predator accessory pack or the Ultimate Jungle Hunter and got this blast attachment, it does fit into his shoulder cannon, but boy, without me holding it up, the extra weight, it just goes right down. Well, now that we're done looking at his accessories, let's check out how tall this figure is, then we'll check out his articulation, then we'll check out his reuse, and then we'll get some comparison shots with other Alien and Predator figures. So NECA figures are traditionally the 7-inch scale, but Predators are taller than humans, so they typically end up being about 8 inches tall. This guy here is sitting right at what looks like about 8¼ inches tall. Next, let's look at his articulation. Let's start with his head. So it can go around, no problem. Can go down pretty decent actually, and up about that far. This is pretty much the exact same body as the Ultimate Jungle Hunter. So his plasma cannon has a hinge here at the bottom, and it also has a little bit of a hinge here. It can go up and down at the top as well, and around. Then we've got his shoulders. This one can only go out about that far. It's hindered by, well, that's really as far as the joint goes back up top here, and then the armor is in the way as well. He's got a bicep cut here. On the other side, my wire has already broken off by moving his arm. Not sure how that happened. I was being very careful. And this shoulder is all kind of jacked up and sort of stuck. I can't push it in. I've tried heating it up. I don't think it's ever going to get loosened up enough to actually make it work. his double jointed elbow, which I do enjoy. Can scratch his head, etc. He's got his wrist gauntlets that come out pretty easily. They are done in the almost white looking silver color. Then of course his wrists move around. They can also go in and out a little bit. On the other side he's got his wrist computer, and if you open it up, it has absolutely no detail inside. A little bit disappointing. So then he's got an ab crunch here. Can bend around, can also go up and down. It allows his, well, first let's check out, he's got a waist swivel, and it also moves up and down, but just a hair. It allows him to look down this far as a whole. His feet are completely level right now. And up this far as a whole, which is pretty nice if I may say so. Then he's got his legs can go out about this far. I always seem to have one leg that goes out further than the other. This is a sort of a soft material, so it doesn't really interfere with the articulation too much. Double jointed knees go all the way back. Love the kind of feet they use for Predator figures. Mattel or DC Direct could take some lessons from this. They go around. Everyone can do that, every kind of figure. Up and down, really not even a lot. But they can also tilt, and it's all done in one ball joint. So simple. Now that we've gone over his articulation, let's look at how much reuse this figure has. Put it next to the Mad Predator from the same wave. And it's pretty much 100% identical. The only differences are they have different hands and different heads. And you want to know what these two guys have in common? They are 100% reuse of the Ultimate Jungle Hunter. This guy might even be the same head as the Unmasked Jungle Hunter. But boy, I do enjoy these figures quite a bit. But Neca sure got 100% reuse. I don't think they had to make one new sculpt piece for any of these three figures. All existing stuff simply repainted. Next, let's compare him to some other Alien and Predator figures. You've already seen him versus the Mad Predator and Jungle Hunter from this wave. Pretty much complete reuse there. Here he is next to another video game Predator. This is a Jungle Hunter made in a video game style. I'm not sure if it was NES or which system it was for. This figure Neca made a long while ago. It's actually an inferior sculpt to this Predator, because he's not the ultimate version. Notice he doesn't have an ab crunch, making this guy a little bit taller. And while we're on the subject of video games, this is him compared to a Xenomorph, arcade game Xenomorph, coincidentally. That's a pink Xenomorph. I guess it was that style in the arcade game. I don't really remember that arcade game very much. He has a similar paint scheme, sort of pixelized and old retro looking. And let's not forget about this guy. He's from the 2010 Alien vs. Predator PC, Xbox, and PlayStation game. Quite a bit taller than this Warrior Predator, as he's on the Ultimate AVP body, which is a little bit bigger than the Ultimate Jungle Hunter. Here he is next to the most recent wave of Predator figures. These are basic releases, non-ultimates, but really they have the same ultimate articulation and plentiful accessories. Kind of part of the reason I don't think these arcade figures should have been sold with the ultimate price. We've got Broken Tusk, Hornhead, the arcade, Warrior Predator, and then Machiko. Here he is next to a couple of recent NECA Ultimate releases. On the left we've got Ahab. In the middle, the Warrior Arcade Predator, and on the right, the Fugitive Predator from the most recent film, The Predator. Here he is compared to the most recent NECA Predator release. This was an Ultimate 2-pack. We've got the Enforcer on the left, and on the far right, the Bad Blood Predator. Next, I will compare him to all the Predators from the different movies. This is him with the Jungle Hunter, the Ultimate version. Identical sculpt. Here he is next to the Predator from Predator 2, the Ultimate City Hunter. Here he is next to the Predators from the Alien vs. Predator film. We've got Scar, Celtic, and Chopper. Now here he is next to Wolf from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. This is an older NECA figure, so he's a little bit smaller, made with a very less articulated body. They are going to be releasing an ultimate version of him, they claim, by the end of 2019. I personally don't think we'll see it till early 2020. Here he is next to the Predators from the movie Predators, Berserker, Falcon, and Tracker. And then here he is next to the Fugitive from the movie The Predator. I cannot wait to get the upgrade and the emissaries and the Thermal Fugitive and whatever else they're going to release for that movie. Here he is compared to a Xenomorph figure from Aliens. This is an Ultimate Xenomorph. Notice that he is taller than the Predator. Here he is next to a couple of different engineer figures from the movie Prometheus. They size up just about the same as this guy. And here he is compared to some humans from the Alien and Predator lines. Here he is sitting in the Bone Throne, showing that he does fit and can sit down. Here he is on the Blade Fighter. He does pretty much fit, and you can shut the lid with complete clearance with him on there. Overall, I must say, I do enjoy the figure. I think he looks pretty cool. The color on him is very interesting and unique. I think it's really cool that he's kind of like a good guy Predator. I haven't played the game in many years, and I don't exactly remember the story or the context of the game, besides aliens invading, the Marines fighting, and then these two Predators landing and helping them. Overall, if I go back in time, I definitely would have got this figure, but I'm a little bit disappointed that he costs so much. I don't think the ultimate price point was justified on these guys. I think they should have been the $21.99 for the basic standard price point. But I still do enjoy the guy. If I were to give this guy a rating, it'd probably be something like a 7 out of 10. So far, the entire way feels like a 7 out of 10. I don't have the Hunter Predator yet. I'll have him in a couple days. So this is D Hunter. If you liked this video, press like below. If you want to see additional videos from me, press subscribe. If you have any comments about the video, put them below. If you did not like the video, comment as to why. If you have any other action figure review requests, please post them. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys real soon.